Hey everyone, hope you're all doing well. So I've got another update video here today. This is primarily going to be a follow-up to the one with regards to Twitch that I uploaded last month. However, there is also going to be some other important information that I'm going to be revealing in this video as well. If you are here to hear more about that, then feel free to skip ahead. Otherwise, to everybody who watched the previous Twitch update video and showed support either in messages or in the comments, thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. Particularly to the small few that decided to reach out and offer to help me with regards to backing up stuff. You know who you are. Fortunately, I had it covered, so I was able to do it all by myself in the end. However, it didn't come with its fair share of problems and stress. I was basically allocating every ounce of my free time to downloading and uploading all my past VODs and highlights to YouTube and onto a local drive. Even had to spend some time during breaks at work or while I was working from home just having this on in the background to try and get it done. So I'm very happy that it's finally all done. This is the new Handy863 Twitch archive channel. Some people have already found it, but every VOD and highlight that was originally on my Twitch page should now be here. So if you want to go and look back and try and watch some of those, then you are more than welcome to do so. Of course, I was able to keep some of the highlights and streams on my Twitch page as long as it stayed underneath the 100-hour limit. As you can see here, I barely made. I actually did manage to make it a little bit more under this. However, I re-uploaded my Mario Party Jamboree collaboration stream with Cat Palace TV, aka Legs, out of spite because the limit meant that I wasn't able to highlight it naturally and keep it on the page. Although in my previous announcement video I announced that I'm never going to be streaming on Twitch again, this stream did come after I made that announcement, and that's primarily because this whole thing was decided long before the limit was imposed, so I still wanted to do it and collaborate with Legs. However, due to the sheer nature on how unpleasant backing everything up to YouTube and locally has been, I'm actually going to double down on that statement because I think the sheer amount of time that I allocated to it was causing me visible stress. And it just was not very pleasant at all. What was also not helping the cause is throughout this, I had been communicating with Twitch support, primarily just asking questions on if there was any chance I could do certain things to help my life be a little bit easier with backing up and downloading content. And a lot of the time, they just responded with these generic copy and pasted template emails and just not really offering any support at all, to which when I finally did push for an actual human response, they mainly just said, sorry, we can't do that. And what kind of adds insult to injury is that I was able to get all of this onto YouTube a couple of days before the 19th of April. However, literally the same day, Twitch then released a statement saying that they were actually both extending the deadline to the 19th of May, and they were also upgrading the tools so it would be much easier for people to download and back up their content from the platform. I said a lot of things as a reaction to this that I will not repeat for a YouTube video. I guess to try and end on a more positive note with Twitch, while I was going through this whole deal, I was receiving a lot of emails from them, and under every one there was an address that looked relatively familiar to me. Going back to my America vlog, yes, I am mentioning it again as another means of plugging it again. Please do check it out if you haven't already. But you might recognize this scene, which was just out from our hotel window. There it is again on Google Street View. This is the hotel in question itself. Me and Emma's room was one of these rooms here, I believe. Well, this hotel is on a street called Bush Street. It turns out that the Twitch offices were only just a few minutes walk down the road from where I stayed in San Francisco last year, and I had no idea until now. Here are the offices on Street View. You can see right there. Apparently you can actually go in and they have like a little gift shop and everything as well. But I never went this direction while we were there. Had absolutely no idea that it was here. So there's something interesting to end off on, I guess. But as one door closes, another door opens. And obviously I still want to keep live streaming and interacting with people as a community in that sense. And so with that, I'm happy to announce that live streams are now going to be taking place basically exclusively on my YouTube channel. But as a result in all of this, I've now finally signed up to YouTube membership. I kind of did this as like a inspiration because we've also set this up on the Love to Learn Drums channel as well, and so I've got a bit more of an inside look as to how that is being run. Initially I was a bit skeptical about wanting to commit to this because I didn't know how much time I would need to dedicate into providing for YouTube membership, especially given that my time is increasingly being allocated to editing and working for the Love to Learn Drums channel. I don't know if a lot of people have noticed, but it has been somewhat recognizable in my own content's performance for the last couple of days. But yes, if you would like to support me directly now, I do now have a YouTube channel membership. I chose a plan specifically that costs $4.99 a month, and that's not just £4.99, it's $4.99 in whatever your local currency is, I believe. So if you're in the US, it will be dollars. If you're in Europe, it will be euros, so on and so forth. Also some extra perks that I can give in comparison to what I usually would be able to do with Twitch. And from what I've noticed on things like the Love to Learn Drums channel is that consistent live streams on the channel and then the option to have a membership will hopefully fuel that in time. Just wanted to go over a few of the perks here as well, just the ones that I've changed. I changed priority replies to guaranteed comment hearts and replies because I know I'm quite bad when it comes to responding to comments, but I also admittedly don't get too many of them, so this should hopefully be an incentive to people to leave more, and if you're a member, you are guaranteed a heart and a response from me. Two more important ones to kind of show off here: the VIP role on Discord and a priority ad on Nintendo Switch. It's quite notorious for me not to clear my friends list and just not add people over time. I feel like with the Switch 2 release happening, which yes, if anyone's wondering, I am getting it. I have already pre-ordered it. With the Switch 2 coming out, that is going to be a more increasing request, so those who are channel members with Nintendo Switches will be added onto my Switch. I will make the effort to clear a space for you and add you to my friends list. The VIP role on Discord, initially that was for people that I had as Twitch VIPs. However, if you go onto the Discord now, this role has been repurposed, so who stands as Twitch VIPs are now referred to as the OG Twitch VIP because this isn't going to be added to in the future, and you'll see that the name color is now also changed to this pinky color. This is actually the exact hex color of the Twitch VIP badge. These are all still here, they will still have the privileges of a standard VIP, but to obtain the VIP role now, if you sign up for the membership and you have your YouTube channel linked to your Discord account, then hopefully when you're on the Discord server, or if you join the Discord server, you should automatically be given the VIP role. I have yet to see if it actually works on the server because there currently isn't any YouTube members, so I don't know for certain if this works, but fingers crossed that is now a feature. What you would be able to do with the VIPs is we do have our own VIP text channel where I'll post more updates, including IRL updates. So when I went to America last year, I was actually posting pictures and updates to this tab while I was there. But also more importantly, you will have access to the VIP calling lounge. I've decided to change how on-stream and recording session voice calls are handled now. If you see here in the rules, all streaming and recording calls are reserved for YouTube members, mods, and admins and will be scheduled ahead of time due to certain requests and situations that kind of stemmed from people wanting to be in calls and such. I've just decided to put this in place as to hopefully prevent that happening again in the near future. And that kind of brings things nicely back round to the final thing that I wanted to talk about. For the past 2 days, me and Nilly896 have spent roughly 7 hours going through and sort of re-establishing the rules for the Discord server. So if you're already in the Discord server, please do go through and take a look at this when you can and make sure you are following all of these rules as best as you can. I will also copy and paste these rules into the description of this video if you want to read them from there. But we are going to be a little bit stricter on these moving forward. Not that there were really any issues in our Discord server anyways, we just kind of wanted to have a little bit more control, and I think this is going to help quite a bit. What this will specifically change for anyone new wanting to join the server, when they first enter the server, they will now only see the rules tab and nothing else in the server yet. And that is because they don't have the everyone role. Originally, this was a role that me and Nil had to give to people manually. We had to kind of scroll through the members list and see any white names and just kind of apply it to people because we didn't have a system in place where this was automatically given. And that was primarily made that way so that we can just protect the servers from people spamming or any bots or anything like that. There was also a 10-minute wait in order to then post in the server as well, just to kind of add extra protection to that. We have removed the 10-minute wait, and now in order to gain access to the rest of the channel and gain the everyone role, when you go into the roles tab, there is a white checkmark emote at the bottom of these messages, and all you need to do is just click on that, and then you will automatically be given the everyone role, in which you can then finally access the server and start chatting and engaging with people. And just one final thing to mention here with regards to rule 14, we have specified that organizing game sessions, if people can use the correct channels when planning game sessions so it doesn't crowd up the rest of the server. I acknowledge that right now we have a distinct lack of anything that isn't Mario Kart at the moment. And yes, before anyone asks, yes, there will be a dedicated Mario Kart World server, and I've been thinking of doing ones for Mario Party and things like that. Don't worry, that is in the works. But there are other people that like to play other games. I know that there's a lot of Street Pass talk in here, thanks to Nilly's community, and just a lot about me's and topics in general, like the Nintendo Direct and speculations about the Nintendo Switch. All good stuff that I'm currently happy to facilitate in the Generals tab. I think moving on for the future, if there are any other games in mind that are not listed here, if you could please leave the suggestions either in the comments or just either DM me or Nil, or even just mention it in the server, please do so, because if there's enough interest for something specific, I'm more than happy to create a new channel for it so that more people can discuss and connect to each other. But anyway, on that note, I believe that is everything that I wanted to update on. Thank you everybody for supporting me throughout this year. I know it's been a little bit on and off from me in the last couple of years. Again, I've been dedicating quite a lot of my time to helping run Love to Learn Drums, but I appreciate and I'm grateful for the fact that most people seem to be understanding of that. If you haven't noticed already, a lot of these Mario Party Jamboree recordings have actually been pre-recorded and scheduled out in advance, and I do this quite typically with a lot of Mario Party content. It's not gaining as much traction as it has done in the past. I think that might be due to the YouTube algorithm changing, but it's something that I want to do anyway because I like documenting these games, and I like just giving people the chance to look up something specific and see a certain minigame there. So that is going to continue for the time being. But there are also some other things that I would like to bring out, most notably my Super Mario Wonder Let's Play. I still haven't started that yet. I've had the game since before I went to America last year, so hopefully I should be able to sit down and finally start working on that soon. And yes, it will be a series that is brought to members early. And again, of course, before anyone asks about it, yes, I'm getting the Switch 2. Yes, I'm getting Mario Kart World, and yes, I'll be trying to do as many streams of that as I possibly can to both interact and play with viewers and YouTube members, hopefully. For now though, I believe that is everything that I have to update you on. Thank you everybody for watching. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I shall see you again when I next do so.